Welcome very much to Startup Safari Mitteldeutschland. We're going to start with the first introduction. You just said, like, you actually changed your flights to be on the stage, right?
Exactly.
All right, we'll try that with some microphones. Good.
Do you hear me?
It will be easier when the mic is on.
Yeah.
Good. Now you're with us.
Exactly. Yeah. So definitely, it will be a change of situation and of topic. Absolutely. Yeah. I changed my flights. I needed to be here. I thought that this was definitely something to be a part of, and so I'm super excited to be here.
And you're here with your business partner. Your
Yes.
co-founder is recording us.
Exactly.
Good. There's not enough cameras in the room. Okay, brilliant. Tell us about where you're currently coming from and what you're doing currently in Leipzig.
Yeah. Well, where I'm from, maybe that's actually a little bit relevant, right? I'm completely, let's say, a different type of entrepreneur in Leipzig, I think. I'm half French, half American. I have a background across various different sectors, but I've been in Leipzig for 2 years now, fell in love with the city, and decided to start a company here. So maybe even one of the topics we can talk about is what it's like to even be a founder of a company in a country where you don't even speak the language, right?
Not be a native speaker. Yeah,
Exactly.
totally.
But yeah, so I started here 2 years ago in Leipzig, and I'm now launching actually a company in online fitness.
Mhm.
So really, something that is extremely relevant at the moment, something that actually came really at heart when actually discovering the problems that come and that we've seen not just from COVID, but also throughout life and what we experience. And so I was thinking maybe I could explain a little bit about how I actually came up with the idea, what it's like, and maybe even to help those that are listening to understand how we even come up with a problem and solution, right? So if that's cool with you?
Totally fine. I would be interested in the time frame. Like you said, it's super recent that you've come up with a company.
It is.
Is it like, is timing just excellent, or are you providing a solution that came up with COVID, or did you have that idea before?
So actually timing, it was excellent,
Okay.
right? The problem that we're solving is timeless. Or at least it's old. Let's put it like that. However, COVID was, I think, a magnifying glass on a lot of problems that we experience, or a lot of things that we experience, and absolutely this was one of them. I think that it's a little bit bad to say, but I jumped on the opportunity definitely of COVID and of the pandemic, but I think that it's definitely something that really came and impacted a lot of people's lives, and health and wellness is definitely something that is not just related to the pandemic.
Okay, so you need to briefly explain what your current business is, and then we can come up to the whole story how you ended up doing that. But just a quick wrap up. What's Yance Sport?
Super simple. Yance Sports is a online fitness platform that is focused on live interactions. So on Yance, all the classes that are being provided are actually being provided in real time, and we're trying to bring actually to home fitness this interactive feeling, this feeling that you're never actually doing a workout alone, because so many people are actually ending up doing sports from home, but end up getting really that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of actually not having any support, knowledge, and opportunities there to really help them. And so that's what we want to change.
Okay, so there's classes, I imagine, that I sign up for. I'm into, I don't know, yoga. Never
Exactly.
tried, but I guess like what kind of sports can I do with that?
You can do a wide range of sports.
Everything.
You have yoga, you have Bauch, Beine, Po.
All right.
So abs, legs, and butt. You've got Zumba. We have multiple different types of classes, and all of the classes are given live. So you can actually just easily sign up. You get a membership to our platform. You join, you actually can book easily all the classes that you want to go to, and then super simply you just click on a button and then you access actually the live class, and you've got the trainer in front of you giving that class.
So who's your competition? Is that fitness clubs, or is it YouTube? Like I could totally jump on any video out there.
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
So you could be looking at it from a YouTube perspective. There are some also really big American companies that are doing similar things where, I'm not going to name specific companies, but, where you might have an interactive bike that you're doing types of classes of spinning, you might have a mirror that's in your apartment where you can join classes like this. But also, as you say, YouTube, and even simply the simple fitness app, right? These are technically competitors of ours, yeah.
So the point is there's other people doing things at the same time, right? There's a teacher. Can the teacher see me?
The teacher can also see you if you put your camera on.
All right.
So the whole concept is really that you are not alone anymore doing sports.
Okay.
And so that you can really get that direct interaction and feedback. And we've got even live corrections. We've even got trainers telling you, hey, Dorian, watch your legs.
Okay, that's scary. Okay, give us some numbers just to give an impression of where you're standing currently. How many people do you have on the platform? How many do you want to have on the platform? Like where you're at currently? So
we're extremely fresh, right? We actually started just a little bit less than a month ago, bringing the platform live. We've got right now 200 active users approximately.
Cool.
We've got 40 classes happening per week. So this means that you can really get actually live classes throughout the day or several times a day. And we made sure to spread it out across the week so that you can really get a full type of experience. And where we're planning to be, so we grow actually in two different ways. We grow on one side with our users, right? So growing actually in our numbers of users. We plan, of course, to reach much higher numbers than 200. So we plan to reach in the thousands by the end of the year. And of course, we also grow in trainers. And this is what makes our platform extremely interesting as well, is that we don't just work with our own trainers that we want to tell them what to do and create our own branding, but we actually want to bring that authentic feeling of allowing independent trainers to sign up to our platform, start giving classes and making money through our platform as well.
So you're fighting, as your two-sided business model, you're fighting for good trainers that are working for you or with you, and who you're paying. And on the other side, you're fighting for customers worldwide, I guess. This is super scalable.
We're right now starting in Germany, but yes, the potential is worldwide.
Okay, cool. So now we get a vast overview of where you're heading, where you're currently at. What's your background? You said like you're super international, and also like you have different professional backgrounds. Like how did you find that idea or that business model maybe?
So my background actually is in hospitality. So as I said, I'm half French, half American. I was born in New York. I moved to Paris when I was 10 years old. I lived there for 8 years, and then I decided to study hospitality. I decided simply because I love to travel, and so I.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's smart, right? It's a pretty good business when you want to travel. But actually, right after university, I got hired by a digital company doing online marketing for.
Damn it.
Travel. Yeah, I know, but it allowed me to travel a lot. So,
okay. Cool.
Doing business a little bit in different countries, working on the international aspect of this company, and allowing me to get into the world of really marketing, online, digital, learning these types of things. And simply, actually, a year ago, I decided to learn to code out of like so many actually during the pandemic.
So you wrote the platform all on your own?
I wrote the main part of the platform completely on my own.
Okay.
And actually that's where I started coming up with the idea before, and then there I started actually putting it into application, and really quickly we actually got developers joining and actually really doing the stuff that I wasn't 100% capable of doing at that point.
So what's your current role in the business?
I'm the CEO.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coder. And not anymore? Are you trying to hang that
I am
over?
coding a few things every once in a while, but I'm overlooking the product.
Okay.
So actually being a founder that actually has some technical skills is extremely valuable, because I can really then actually have a hand on the product.
Okay,
and,
cool.
And it's actually great also. It's pretty creative. It feels great. Yeah.
By the way, we do have the opportunity to have questions for all of you who are currently watching us live out there. There's a tool that we have been using throughout the day and that we will be using for the rest of Safari. Right now we're showing you a QR code and a number, so you can totally send us questions to both Dorian and me, and we're trying to integrate that into our discussion, because that's the whole point of doing this, of having you as a founder here who is building up something and is brand new in Leipzig and also brand new here on stage.
Yeah.
So we now know like your background. Maybe I'm totally curious to hear like what it is for you. I mean, it's already hard for a German native speaker, somebody who was grown up here, to build up a company and to understand all the bureaucracy and how does funding work and how do taxes work and all of that. And now you come here and you say, let's do that. I don't know how your level of German is.
Almost inexistent.
Okay, good. So tell me, how the hell are you managing all of that?
I've got a co-founder.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we really split actually the company in two clear ways, right? So Gabriel, my co-founder, really takes care of the whole administrative part. He is German, which helps a lot.
That
there.
helps.
Yeah, definitely. He's the one that's making sure that I'm actually driving within the lines of the road, let's say.
Within the law?
Exactly, within the law, exactly.
That's good.
And I'm actually overlooking the technical development and also the commercial kind of strategy that we're putting in place for the company. So that's how I'm doing it. So if there is one suggestion that I can give to anybody is get a co-founder. Absolutely. that definitely helps.
Don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone, no.
All right.
I think that also, simply the support, right? A large part of actually what we get when building a startup is, and having a co-founder is actually being able to bounce the ball against someone and being able to get this response and grow the company from there. Yeah.
So there's the two of you, or is there a crowd of people working, freelancers or trainers probably?
So it's the two of us. As official, let's say right now, we've also got a small team of developers that are joining right now purely by passion.
Okay.
So just for the love of the project and for the good that they see in it. And we've also got, of course, a community of trainers. So we've got right now about close to 12 trainers. So we've got 12 trainers right now on the platform.
Cool.
And we've got a network of over 40. So slowly building and growing like that.
Okay. Are you doing sports on the event? Like you're not a trainer, right?
I'm
but
not,
you're probably following.
And I'm not a trainer and I'm not a fitness guy.
Okay.
No. But I do join the classes. Absolutely. I do approximately 5 classes a week now.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. But
5 out of 40. That's something.
Yeah,
Okay. But it's quality assurance, right? You have to make sure that the trainers.
Yeah, it's quality assurance, and what's great is that our classes are only 30 minutes long.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that, it's
So you
not
can-
like I'm actually. It's not breaking me
Okay.
every time.
That's
But
good
it's
to hear.
quality assurance, and it's, simply it's also a great experience. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. How much technology is in that product? Like, how would you say? Like, I'm imagining. Okay, it's live. I mean, we realize what kind of effort is behind that, and then you are streaming it to a couple of people who have paid before, so there's a payment system, there's
Exactly.
an login system, there's maybe
Exactly.
some kind of a progress that I have been following these classes,
Exactly.
and I'm in search. I don't know, that's like how much technology is like under the hood.
So it's exactly that. So we've got a main core tech that is allowing us to actually have the login, that of course that we've built completely, the login, being able to secure the data, we work with Stripe, for instance, for processing our payments. We've got the whole aspect also around when you book a class, that you get access to just that specific class that you can then see. And we also have a chat that we built completely inside the platform, so that when you book a class, you can then also chat with the other participants that are going to join your specific class.
Okay.
And we've got then an integrated streaming completely inside our platform, so we don't send you anywhere.
It's not public.
It's
Okay.
not public. We don't send you
Integrated.
to some other website to join the class. It's really you're on the platform, and we've got that integrated streaming in it.
Cool.
So quite a bit of technology, actually.
And would you say, because there's always this buy or make kind of
Mhm.
decision, like what kind of, like you've said a couple of things you've like integrated and
Mhm.
saying, okay, I don't want to have handle payment on my
Yeah.
own. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. Would you rather for doing something on your own or putting the pieces together?
To be honest, I don't think that there's any good answer to this. But the way that I see it is, if you can focus on just one thing
Mhm.
and do that well, there are others companies that are going to be doing amazing products, like amazing streaming products, amazing payment solutions,
Mhm.
and that are going to be able to actually support you in building your product and also allowing you to improve through time, right? Everybody's got their own set of funding, for instance. So we focus really on the user experience. We focus on also the quality of the trainers. We focus on really getting this out and focusing on this. And then we use extra companies to be able to help plug the stuff into it.
Mhm.
So I'm a total advocate for use what's on the market.
Okay. What's the one thing that your company is really good at? Or like the one focus target, if you say, okay, like if you, I don't know if you have been pitching to investors,
course.
what's the reason to invest in you guys?
So I think that the reason to invest in really any company in itself, or the core of the company, needs to be the true value that they're actually bringing to the customer.
Mhm.
And part of it can even be just the assembly of all the different products
Sure.
and being able to bundle that up into the right package.
Uh-huh.
And what we're really focusing on doing is creating a whole interactive solution, so that first it's simple. So we make it extremely simple for people to be able to actually join a class. You literally just need to click on one button and then you're in it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like many tools where you might need to go and then download this app and then be able to access this page and have, a password and etc. No, it's just one click and then you're in it.
Okay.
And we're doing everything to make it that if you want to get healthy,
Mhm.
that you actually have it directly available in your home, and that if you want to be also with people and not feel alone when
Mhm.
doing workout,
Mhm.
that we make this happen. So
Mhm.
quality assurance of the trainers is essential.
Yes.
Making sure that we really have a good quality
Mhm.
product in the end from that perspective.
Okay.
And making the whole flow to actually getting into the class and post-class, we
Uh-huh.
make sure that works perfectly.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment because that's like also the title of the session,
Yeah.
obviously. But I'm gonna have a quick break to make sure maybe there are some questions. If there are not, we can integrate the QR code again to make sure that whenever there's a question coming up from the audience, we can. That's the whole point of doing this. Integrate it into the talk. You are on YouTube, so there's YouTube comments. If you're watching us on YouTube, then you can leave your comments there, or directly in the Slido application with the code that is currently on. Let's come back to the title. You said you want to build a product that is inclusive and healthy for
Yes.
everyone. I think that inclusive moment, that's something that is really important to you, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me more about it.
Well, let's put it like this. In 2019, there was an article that was published in Forbes that was called "Millennials and the Loneliness Epidemic."
Mm-hmm.
It sounds
19. Mm-hmm.
2019.
Mhm.
It's actually just not too long ago, right?
Mhm.
And when we recognize what's happening is, this is clear, right? Loneliness, and if we look at COVID, and we look at what we've been through in the last, 18 months in the end, we're being together and keeping being able to bring people together from all types of backgrounds, making sure that everybody gets actually the opportunity to be with people and to interact with people is so essential. And we recognize this right now during COVID, but we also recognize that when we look at online fitness, what it means is that you end up being completely alone. All options that are available right now does it that if you want to get fit and you want to do that from home, you're on your own. There's nobody there to help you. You might love to do it on your own. That's great. But if you want to be able to actually do it and also get this feeling that you might not know what to do. You might be lacking some equipment at home. You might be lacking the knowledge or even just the support, or you might feel uncomfortable. Well, these are all things that are going to bring you, if you want to be able to do this from home, you're going to end up being completely lonely. And when we compare and combine the loneliness of actually our generation, where we're talking about 34% of European millennials are living alone today, which is incredible. There was a statistic showing that 42% of millennials today, which are, by the way, you and me, right? People aged between 25 and 40 years old, 42% actually are more afraid of being lonely than being diagnosed with cancer. And and 55% of millennials actually suffer from anxiety and stress. So when you take these things together and then you tell people, hey, and you want to get healthy, well, you should actually do this alone. What type of good is going to come out of this? So for us, we said this needs to be a clear target. We need to make it that nobody ever needs to ever do sports alone. And we want to make sure that anybody, no matter the background, no matter where you come from, has also the opportunity to access it, to do sports, to get healthy with support, and never feel actually left alone.
Okay. Cool. So we just received the sign that we have 5 more minutes, which is for us the moment to wrap up. We have the opportunity to. Yes, we actually do have a question. As far as I can see, there's something coming up. Maybe we can use that opportunity. Look, that's a window of opportunities. I can't read that from here, but I'm sure that our technical crew can. Okay, pricing.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes, you can. It's €26.99 per month, and you get access to unlimited live classes.
So you can do 40 every week.
You can do 40 every week if you want.
Okay. And do you have any experience whether people stick to one class or maybe one teacher or one sports category? I mean, you're super fresh. You probably but are you collecting that kind of experience and data about the?
Absolutely. So we're of course monitoring all of this, and actually it's pretty interesting because what we recognize is people follow patterns of actually what types of classes they're joining, but they don't just stick to one class. You might start with a full body workout on Monday afternoon and then move on straight after to a cardio workout, because you get the strength burn at the beginning and then you want to finish off with your cardio workout. Or you might have your morning rise session at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then in the evening you're going to combine that in that day with maybe a Zumba class. And we notice that actually people are actually using the platform in this way of combining classes together and putting it in this very interesting way in the end of building their own types of package of what they want to be able to join. Which is super interesting and great actually for us.
So coming back to pricing, it is somewhere in between a fitness club where you can go either alone, as you said, or in a class, but then I have to physically go there and I can be with other people, but I have to be outside of my home. It's kind of a mix of the two. It's a mix of watching YouTube videos, but also being with other people, like a combination of 2 use cases?
It's exactly that. So, and that's exactly what we want to bring together. Because actually, just to tell you a little bit how we wanted to approach this problem, I'll do it in less than a minute, is that we recognize that actually there's 2 huge problems in the end. There's on one side that people are doing less sports and being less and less active by the age they hit 25 actually. So this is it hits you you're past 25 and then you do half the physical activity as what you did in the past.
Just back check in with me.
Yeah, think about it, right? But it's simple. It's because of the lack of time. The lack of time, the lack of maybe discomfort, so all these types of things. But when you hit 25, there's work, there's love, there's life, there's everything that comes in as a priority, and your body for many actually gets put second. And then at the same time, we wanted to be able to solve this time problem, and we wanted to solve this inclusive problem. So the only way to do this was to actually bring into online fitness this interactive aspect that allowed you to get the same in-class experience, but online. And you know what is even more interesting? We actually have 20% of the time spent in sessions, so in our classes, that is actually spent before and after the class.
Okay. Which is interaction between participants and...
Exactly.
Okay.
Because actually
The social part.
we discovered that actually a large majority of people don't actually stick to instructor-led classes because of the sports, not because of the results. They stick to it because of being able to exchange with the trainer, talk to the people in the class, and also simply build relationships.
Okay. Super exciting. Thank you very much, Dorian, for joining us, to taking us the crazy ride of entrepreneurship, not only rescheduling flights to come back to Leipzig, but also having a good overview. I think we get a pretty good impression about like how we could be doing sports in the future, like also in the long term. We're thinking about it. That is a super smart way of experience something, doing something good for yourself and for others.
Absolutely.
And I'm very much looking forward to working together, because we also share the workspace.
Yes.
And if you are around, like I'm super happy to discuss this founder story.
Absolutely.
Dorian is in the talk environment, so if you have any questions that might pop up later, or on the website, there's probably an email address. How
There's
can people
also
reach you?
there's also an email address, or it's just dorian@yancesports.com,
Okay.
and anybody can shoot me an email, and I will definitely respond.
Okay. One last question with a quick answer. What's your biggest pain point currently? What's the big challenge that you're currently facing, if you have to nail it down?
Wow.
You don't have any.
No.
Let's ask the
definitely.
co-founder.
In the end, it is funding.
Okay.
Let's put it like that. It is funding.
Okay.
It's not something that we like to be able to put as a pain point, but in the end, to be able to bring a startup like ours and get it fast growing and get it moving, what we need is really support from high quality people that want to be able to make this change and be a part of this, and this is something that we're right now working on. So I would say that's the thing.
All right.
Yep.
So all the investors out there watching this right now live or later on YouTube, don't hesitate to contact Dorian on his way of revolutionizing the way we all do fitness together at home. Thank you very much for joining us on this stage. And